The Washington Commanders and Buffalo Bills are scratching their heads wondering why and how their promising seasons ended.
Just inside that white stripe was the first down, and it looked like he got to it.
Today at TPS, we'll show you why it is unavoidable to conclude that the AFC and NFC championship games are rigged. NFL Championship Weekend can be a wild adrenaline ride of excitement, especially for all four teams vying for a chance to play in the Super Bowl. I mean, there's excitement, spectacular action, and drama, but occasionally, something irregular occurs. It's these irregularities that point to the unavailable impression that external forces may have done the unthinkable by using slanted officiating to nudge an outcome in favor of one team over the other in completely unsportsmanlike fashion. Despite everything the league has done to ensure transparency with video play reviews, when calling penalties and seeming one-sided officiating, this leads to the unavoidable impression that a rigged outcome was pre-ordered to ensure a Super Bowl matchup that was scripted in the boardroom and not on the football field. Say it ain't so. The Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs are set to square off in Super Bowl 59, a rematch of Super Bowl 57. Could it really be due to the referees making awful calls at key points of the game?
If you felt like you've been wronged and why did I, like a foul goes the other way, the thing should go yours. Like, there's no control over that. You're not going to change the call, with the referee.
It starts to look like the trusted officials are trying to influence an outcome favoring which team gets to the big dance. The young and upstart Washington Commanders earned their way to the playoffs by stunning the 3-seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20, then upsetting the 1-seeded Detroit Lions 45-31. However, they lost 23-55 against the 2-seeded Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs are heading to their 6th Super Bowl in 7 years, with the chance of possibly three-peating as Super Bowl champions, while the refs once again robbing the Bills of a chance to head to their first Super Bowl since the 1993 season. Before the 2-minute warning in the second quarter, the refs missed Saquon Barkley holding on to Commanders linebacker Frankie Louvu.
Mike, what do you think of that?
I don't think there's anything to think about. That was clearly a hold and should have been called.
The refs also missed a call where Devontae Smith's right toe was on the line, and Commanders cornerback Marshawn Lattimore was called for pass interference. The refs missed a personal foul penalty on A.J. Brown against Lattimore, where he tried to rip his helmet off, and Lattimore was penalized for unnecessary roughness. These rough missed calls from the refs played a pretty big role in dismantling the Commanders' chances of making it to their first Super Bowl since 1991. On top of that, the Eagles are undefeated with Sean Hochuli reffing their games ever since Nick Sirianni took over as the head coach of the team back in 2021. And wouldn't you know it, Hochuli was reffing in the Commanders versus Eagles game. Not saying it's concrete, but I am saying it's suspicious. The refs were also pretty ruthless in the second half when Frankie Louvu tried to stop the Eagles' infamous tush push, but was penalized for jumping off sides, resulting in the refs threatening to award a score to the Eagles. Just for that. That pretty much sounded like the Commanders were facing off against two opponents at once, the Eagles and the referees. Yeah, not a good look for the refs. In the NFL rulebook, a referee can award a team that has been denied one touchdown due to a palpably unfair act. However, I think the NFL needs to explain this rule further, so that way all teams are actually aware of it and held to the same standard.
At some point, the referee can award a score if this type of behavior happens again.
In the Bills vs. Chiefs game, with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first quarter, the Bills recovered a fumble from the Chiefs. However, the referees flagged Bills defensive tackle Ed Oliver for being offsides and gave the ball back to the Chiefs. Luckily for the Bills, they were able to force a fumble and recover that one with 57 seconds to go in the first quarter. But calls like that will continue to undermine the refs' credibility, while forcing fans to continue thinking that the refs will do anything to help the Chiefs win. And after the way this entire season has gone, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure they are. Just saying, we've seen these refs do anything they can to help their favorite team win. Another call the Bills had to deal with was a face mask penalty called on Kyer Elam with 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in the second quarter. Former NFL referee turned CBS broadcaster Gene Steratore said that he had a hand on the face mask, but no grab or turn on it.
You got a hand on the face mask, but you really don't have a grab and a turn on it. I'd like to see them stay off of that one.
The Chiefs scored a touchdown immediately after that call, with the refs giving an impression of favoritism helping the Chiefs out. Anything can happen in Super Bowl 59. I think the fans deserve a clean, fair matchup based on clean rule calling, or the integrity of the entire system is compromised. Another unfortunate outcome for the Bills was when both rookie safety Cole Bishop and Chiefs receiver Xavier Worthy had the ball in their hands, resulting in the ball hitting the ground in the process. The refs awarded the challenge to the Chiefs, giving them another opportunity to score.
Kansas City catch. First down and goal.
Oh, Tony, I know you're not going to agree with this one.
As Mahomes ran right into the end zone. On top of that, Damar Hamlin was called for a holding penalty on a flopping Travis Kelce before the Bills lost challenge, and the refs called an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Bills defensive tackle Jordan Phillips when Kelce was smack-talking Hamlin. I don't know, Kelce seems like he's training to earn an Oscar with the aid of the refs here.
Tries for the flop. You know, he's done some of that wrestling stuff.
No, we know he's got an acting career one day if he wants it.
In the third quarter, Elam was the victim of a pretty bad pass interference call on Hollywood Brown, which looked like a holding call or a flag that really shouldn't have been thrown. As expected, I don't think many NFL fans were particularly thrilled about that call. At the start of the fourth quarter of the game, the refs missed a face mask call against Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquill as Josh Allen got his team a first down on a short 4th and 1 on the field. However, on the next 4th and 1 for the Bills, Allen was able to gain a yard for a Bills first down. But of course, the refs reviewed it and gave the ball possession back to the Chiefs.
How did you see it, Gene?
I felt like he gained it by about a third of the football, Jim. Tough play.
The Chiefs took advantage of that turnover on downs with Patrick Mahomes charging into the end zone, regaining the lead for the Chiefs. A pretty murky outlook for this NFL officiating.
Watch him up here. He's in front of the line. He's below the line on the bottom. Those are two very different spots.
The Bills did everything they could to get the game under their control thanks to Josh Allen's elite skill set as a passer and tying the game up in the fourth quarter thanks to his touchdown pass to Curtis Samuel. However, with 2 minutes to go in the game, Josh Allen threw an incompletion intended for Dalton Kincaid, which is definitely going to haunt him for the rest of his days. Jim Nantz did say that there was a flag thrown on the field after the incomplete pass, but Tony Romo said that there was no flag on the field. As per usual, the referee's favorite team will always be the Chiefs. I guess that's just a benefit of being the NFL golden child.
There is a flag.
I didn't see a flag thrown there.
I'm told there's a flag.
Look, at this point, we as fans are getting pretty ticked off. Heck, we're seeing the same Super Bowl from the 2022-2023 season over again, with a strong chance that the referees are going to help the Chiefs capture that elusive three-peat. To make matters even worse, Josh Allen is now 0-3 against the Chiefs in the playoffs, while the Chiefs are 16-4 when having a lead at halftime. And Patrick Mahomes is 11-1 in games with the Chiefs' halftime lead. We get it, NFL script writers. The Chiefs are the best team in the league, and the Eagles play in a very large sports market in Philadelphia. But come on, these terrible calls and missed calls would have helped the Bills out against the Chiefs. A Bills victory could have made for a much more entertaining Super Bowl than what we're getting with the rematch of Super Bowl 57. And hell, even if they didn't win, at least we could rest easy knowing that this was an even match, one where both teams were able to play the game without the interference of the Zebras. Will Super Bowl 59 be an exciting game to watch otherwise? Yeah, absolutely. Will we enjoy watching the Chiefs potentially win their 4th Super Bowl in 6 years? Maybe not so much. With many NFL fans becoming temporary Eagles fans for the day, we look forward to seeing the Eagles offense led by Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley go up against the Chiefs defense. Other than that, if the Chiefs win with the referees potentially having the Chiefs back, it'll forever give fans more ammunition to despise the Chiefs dynasty even further. It's also important to note that Super Bowl 59 will be refereed by Ron Torbert. The Chiefs have a 5-5 record with Torbert since 2014, 3 years before Patrick Mahomes was drafted, and the last time the Chiefs won a game with Torbert was the AFC Championship game on January 29th, 2023, when they defeated Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20.
What Ron just said is we're going to reset this. We're basically having a third down play do-over.
As for the Eagles, they're currently 9-4 with Torbert as the referee since 2015. The last win the Eagles had with Torbert as the referee came back from January 5th, 2024, with a 20-13 win over the New York Giants to close out the 2024 regular season. As for who will win Super Bowl 59, I think it's tough to tell at this moment. Eagles are looking pretty dang strong, and, well, I don't know if Philadelphia could suffer another heartbreak. However, as we mentioned earlier, it looks to be an exciting and entertaining game that'll keep every NFL fan glued to their TVs while keeping an eye on those referees, making sure no one misses a call or has a bad call against their chosen team. However, I think we as NFL fans probably would have preferred a Super Bowl 59 matchup between the Buffalo Bills and Philadelphia Eagles, especially with how close every Chiefs game has been this year. Seriously, I just don't think they win without the refs' help. It would have been extremely exciting to watch Josh Allen duel against Jalen Hurts with the chance of seeing Allen win a Super Bowl for Western New York. Hurts has a chance to add a second Lombardi trophy to the Eagles trophy room, but the Chiefs defense is a top 10 unit and will make things very tricky for Hurts in the Eagles offense. At the end of the day, we're just hoping for a great game and for the referees to come and do what they're hired to do. You know, call a clean game and avoid the impression of favoritism by not making those terrible calls in favor of one team over the other. But hey, How do you feel about the refereeing of the postseason so far? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.